It's that time again, budget time. It is now the second half of March. So this is our March second half budget. Crazy how that works. If you haven't checked out the beginning of the month March budget, check that out now because that will make this budget make a lot more sense. Then you can see what an entire month for us looks like from beginning to end. We have 2 budgets every month. While you're checking out my channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos that are coming your way. Now, let's get into March and see what the end of the month looks like for us. Welcome back to the second half of the March budget. This is the budget spreadsheet that you have seen multiple times before. If you haven't seen this budget spreadsheet, take a look at some of the other budgets that I've done in the past, as well as my budget tour that I've done, to just kind of show you some of the features of our budget and what everything means. I'll kind of go through all of that as we go through this budget as well. So I'm going to zoom in here so you can see it if you are watching on your phone. Come down here to the bottom. Whoop. So this left side of the pay breakdown is the first half of our budget. That's when we both get paid. That's when we pay the bulk of our bills. And then the right side here, the middle of the month, is when just Erin gets paid and we do the smaller portion of our budget. So these are the end of the month bills plus a little bit more in our cash envelopes, but really the bulk of it was over here at the beginning of the month. If you haven't seen our beginning of the month March budget, take a look at that now so you can see all of this stuff and how that looked for the beginning of March. Now we will look at the second half and the end of March right over here. So Erin got his paycheck and then we will have all of our expenses subtracted here. It's kind of a disappointing half of the month because we had a few things come up that we weren't really planning for, and I'll talk about that. So up here at the top we have our regular bills that come out automatically, our water bill, our security system. Xander is the identity protection service. We have an iTunes subscription that comes out, and then our gym memberships. All of those are automatic, so we don't have to schedule anything or do anything more than just know that they're coming out. Next is this red section here, which as you can see says transfer. Those are all transfers that we have to do. The first one is gas. We use a separate checking account for our gas expenses, so we transfer that to our gas account. That's $125 this second half of the month. So that was transferred, as well as both of our personal monies. So that's $60 for each of us. That varies each month just depending on what we're feeling. Since we had some things coming up this second half of the month, we decided not to put as much as we normally do. As you can see over here, we did $80 at the beginning of the month, now $60. In an ideal world, I would actually like $100 from each paycheck for our personal money. That gives us a lot of wiggle room to just kind of live. Maybe we'll get to that eventually once we're done with baby step 3, but for right now, we are keeping it under $100 per paycheck. And then next is our miscellaneous transfer, and that is basically our joint personal money or things that we have forgotten to budget for. So miscellaneous is usually used for food, is usually what it ends up being, but it's also used for other things that we have forgotten about. Last month in February, I got super sick and we used miscellaneous to buy cold medicine. So it just kind of hangs out there for anything that we've forgotten about. Usually it ends up being food, which is not something we've forgotten about. It's just kind of another personal fund, I guess. Then there is random transfer. That's just for anything that's come up that we need to transfer to somewhere else that's not accounted for. This time we did not have anything to transfer anywhere else, so that's $0. So all of those in red are manual transfers that I did. Those are done and out of our account. Next is cash envelopes. That was $180. So I'll scroll up to our monthly spending section. So we have March here, and then the 15th second half of the month here. So we have the gas expenses, and that is in this area just so we can track how much we're spending on gas and keep track of it for the whole year. It is not a cash envelope, as I said, but I like to track it here so you can see how much we've spent on gas so far in 2019, and it has varied a lot. We actually bulked up our gas account at the beginning of January, and we've been able to keep our gas expenses pretty reasonable since then. We both drive a lot for work, so we spend a lot on gas. Then we had our grocery money. So this month was a little bit unusual because I actually went grocery shopping after like a week and a half into the month, which is unusual. Normally we go grocery shopping right at the beginning of the month. So you can take a look at my March grocery haul that I did, and we were not only under budget, but we were late in the month. So now that it's the second half of the month, we really don't have to budget as much as we normally do. Overall, we will be spending $420 on groceries this month, and we'll probably still have some money left over in our grocery envelope just based on how we meal plan this month. That just happened because the beginning of March, we had some events and things going on that made it hard to go grocery shopping and allowed for us to be going out to eat a little bit more with family and stuff. So we didn't have to go get groceries right at the beginning of the month. Next is non-edible grocery. So once again, non-edible grocery is our category for things we buy at the grocery store that we can't eat. So shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper, garbage bags, laundry soap, that kind of stuff. I don't know if we actually have any expenses that are coming up in non-edible grocery, but we put $20 in there just in case. The rest of our cash envelopes, we usually don't put much in during the second half of the month because we budget what we need usually during our bigger paycheck at the beginning of the month. So pet care is nothing, restaurant is nothing, car maintenance is nothing. We did put $60 in home maintenance because we have some garden projects that are coming up, so we're kind of trying to bulk up home maintenance. So when we get to the point of doing our garden projects, we will have a little bit of a cushion there and won't have to cash flow quite as much in the moment. So we have $60 for home maintenance there. Gifts, we don't have anything else coming up. Clothing, we are also trying to kind of cushion our clothing fund. We both have lost a little bit of weight. We both have some things that we want to buy coming up. So we're just cushioning our clothing fund so we can have a little bit of free spending there. Upcoming expenses is our category for anything else that doesn't fit into another category. We don't have anything there. We haven't budgeted for Christmas yet, and we have not budgeted anything for work expenses for me this year. So $180 is what we have for our cash envelopes for this paycheck, which then comes down here into cash envelopes. So once again, all of this is being subtracted from the income at the top. Next is the random spent area. So that's just anything that we've spent from our bank account from the time that we got paid to the time that we did our budget. So a cat food subscription came out, and we did go out to dinner right on payday. So between the cat food and dinner, we spent $115 during our non-budgeted time. Then I'm going to skip the buffer real quick, come down to Amazon Prime. I really miss the days when Amazon Prime was much cheaper. Erin and I both used to have Amazon Prime accounts. That's when we were both students, and it was like $35 a month or something. Then we started working and weren't students anymore, and we could not get the student account. So we canceled one of our subscriptions. We only have one Amazon Prime subscription now, and that comes out once a year. We almost forgot about it this year, and it actually doesn't come out until the end of March, but it comes out the day before we get paid next. If it came out at the very end of March, one day later, we would be able to budget it into our April paycheck, but we could not change the day that it came out, which was annoying. So we put it into this one, which made a pretty big dent in what we're able to transfer. But Amazon Prime is worth it for us. We use almost all of the features of Amazon Prime. We use the music, we use the movies, 2-day shipping, all of that stuff. So even though Amazon Prime has gone up pretty significantly, I think, I feel like Amazon Prime used to be only $100 a month or even $80 a month, and now it's $119. That's crazy. But here we have it. It came out. So then we just add a buffer that's anywhere between $20 and $30. That's just to account for anything that we've forgotten, or a lot of these we're just rounding up. So that's what this buffer is for. And we just put in any amount that kind of makes this a rounded number. So $26 made our remaining amount $370, which is what we will transfer to our emergency savings. And we will show that right up here. From our beginning of the month paycheck, which was $1,600, and then now our extra $370, that means this month we will put $1,900, well, $1,970 into our emergency savings account. Overall, in 2019, we have put about $9,000 into our savings. And there have been other small deposits here and there. Aaron got a reimbursement check from work, that kind of stuff that we've put into our emergency savings, and that has added up. They're like little snowflakes that we've added to our emergency savings, and that has not been accounted for here. I guess we probably should start putting that in every time we make a deposit so we can actually have a better representation. But this is what has come out of our paychecks, and last month was our tax refund. Also, if you're unfamiliar with our budget spreadsheet, this monthly bills section up here is just where we're keeping track of what bills have come out of our checking account. That way we're not surprised by anything. So the beginning of the month, everything has come out so far. Then we just have the things that we've budgeted for so far this month, or the second half of the month: Planet Fitness, water, security system, Xandr, and iTunes. Those are the last bills that need to come out of our account. Everything else we will have taken out on our own, except for Amazon Prime. That's something that is another transaction that hasn't come out yet, but that's not something that I keep track of on a monthly basis, so it's not up here at the top. Other than that, that is everything. March turned out to be a pretty good month. I'm not mad about it. I'm hoping that we have some better months coming in the future so we can reach our baby step 3 goal faster than ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Keep an eye out for our April budget coming, guess what, in April. See you then.